everybody, and welcome back to Dusty Book Sniffers. My name's Nicole, and today I'm here to talk about the buddy reads that I'm doing through the month of March. So let's get started. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Dusty Book Sniffers. My name's Nicole, and today we are here to talk about the buddy reads that I'm doing through the month of March and possibly into April. So let's get started. Well, good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while I prattle on about the books that I'm going to read. Now, I know that I've already done my TBR, but I have actually got two buddy reads happening at the moment, and I wanted to do this video a little bit separately. I wanted to do it separately, not a little bit separately. I wanted to do it separately because I want to shout out my mates. And I think if it was in the TBR, it might get a little bit lost. So it's sort of like a shout out that I'm doing along with a buddy read. Alright, so let's get into finding out what books they are. Now, you've already seen my chaotic March TBR video and know that I'm also reading the entire long list of the Women's Prize for Fiction. Now, I am slotting these in. Now, both of these I do have them in the physical, but I will be predominantly listening to the audio with these. And I will be just splitting the books up that I read from the Women's Prize for Fiction and my March TBR. I will just slot a couple of chapters from each of these ones. Now, I'm just letting the peeps know that are doing the buddy reads with me. These will be going over 2 months. So don't feel the pressure that you have to keep up with me. I will catch up to you, no doubt. If you don't want to charge ahead, that's fine. But yeah. All right. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is I'm heading back into Robin Hobb land. Now, last year I read the Farseer trilogy with Kelli from Kelli Reads A Lot, and I'll leave her link down, her channel link down below. You can go and check her out. Now, we've been buddy reading these together, and she is ready to get into the next trilogy, which is the Live Ship Traders trilogy. Okay, so we're starting book 1, and I believe she said in her video as well that she wasn't going to be rushing through them either. She will just slot them in because she's right in the depths of middle grade March, and I'm doing the Women's Prize for Fiction, so that made me a little bit happy that I didn't have to try and slot this chunkster in, because we all know that Miss Robin Hobb, she can write some words. Now, book 1 is A Ship of Magic, and I'm looking forward to getting back into this, into her books and whatnot. I'm not too sure who is still in this book from the Farseer trilogy, whether it's a continuation or anything like that. I actually know nothing about them, and I'm going into them knowing nothing about them. I haven't read the synopsis, I haven't read anything, I just know it's the next trilogy, and that's what I'm going to do. So this book actually is pretty much cover to cover, and it is 879 pages, so it's a bit of a chunkster. And as I said, I'm reading that with Kelli from Kelli Reads A Lot, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. I enjoyed the Farseer trilogy. There were some problematic things with it that drove me a little bit crazy. Like, it was extremely wordy, and it was extremely political. Well, not extremely, I'll rephrase that. It was quite politically politics heavy. Not our politics, but, you know, like fantasy politics. So it was a little bit heavy. There were some things that we really didn't need to have in there, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm hoping that now that she's moving into her second trilogy, that it's a lot better. There's a lot less repetitiveness, because there was a lot of, you know, Regal and all this sort of stuff kept repeating itself, and we didn't really need that. But I overlooked it because I was looking at the series as a whole, not as individual books, so to speak, even though I reviewed them. But as I said, I'm looking forward to getting back into this one, and yeah, and just discovering more about the world and what's going. Now, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I know that there's a few Hobb fans out there. Now, I'm assuming this Ship of Magic is going to clear up the story behind the ships that were in the Farseer trilogy. Is it those ships that Like, yeah, because I'm still a little bit confused about what they're about. I've read the Farseer trilogy, so if you want to privately message me on my Discord, the links are down below, down there, or come over to the Robin Hood discussion and give us an explanation, because both Kelly and I have now read the Farseer trilogy, and I'm not sure where she's at on the ships, but I'm still a little bit confused by them. Anyway, the next one that I am going to be continue on reading, and you can see it up in the corner up there. I'll just move the camera just a little bit. See that top shelf? Let's just gaze upon the beauty that is the Wheel of Time. Look at that shelf. Look at that scenery with the gaping hole of book 4. All right, so I was originally buddy reading this with a friend, but life has got in the way for her. And so I wanted to continue. I was going to put it down and just wait for her, but life has really got in the way for her. And so I am now continuing it on, which is okay. You know, life happens. We have that sort of stuff. So basically what I ended up doing is I noticed that Sid was reading it, and she was up to book 2 when I noticed, and I said, hey, if you want a buddy for book 3, I'm happy to read along with you. And Sid is from Storytime with Sid, and she's just put up her TBR video a little while ago, I think a couple of days ago. And basically, yeah, we're continuing on. So we're on to book 4. We just finished book 3, and you'll get to see my thoughts on book 3 soon. I've still got to edit that video. So basically, yeah, The Shadow Rising is book 4. I have got this on audio as well. I had the first 4 on audio. So I've still got... After this, I'm thinking that I'm still going to get them on audio, because my husband is now interested in listening, and he only listens to audiobooks because he's in the truck. He does not sit down and read a book. But yeah, so I'm thinking that I might just get them because he's going to listen to them on my Audible anyway. And yeah, so basically I can just put this in my ear between, you know, do a couple of chapters here and there. And I really like the way Sid said that she does it. She's listening to the audio, but she has the physical book as well. So she listens to a couple of chapters and then goes back and tabs what she just read and writes down things that she finds important and all the rest of it. I personally have not been doing that. I have been using my Discord to write down my thoughts and where I think, not so much where I think the story's going to go, but I've used mine to put little bits and pieces like my pet peeves and see if they improve and all that sort of stuff. But when I talk about Wheel of Time number 3, I go into a lot of detail about what I like about Jordan's writing and how he sets up his books and all that sort of stuff, and how I find that makes it an easy read for a high fantasy. So I'm looking forward to getting into book 4. And as I said, I'll be doing a combination of both, because the funny thing with the Wheel of Time thing, when I pick it up to start it, I feel really daunted by the size of the book. But then I start reading it and I fall into the world, and then I find it really hard to get back out again. And so, yeah, so I may end up having a bit of a break for a few days and rushing through it, because I do tend to do that. I'm trying to slow down. I am trying to slow down with reading it and just enjoying it. But when you fall into a world so hard, it is really hard to put down a book. But they are my buddy reads for the month of... These are going to go into both months, because this is quite a chunkster. This will definitely go into April. So I probably will end up falling a little bit behind Sid. But, yeah. And I mean, essentially... because how much... Well, this one had 876 in it. Almost 900. And I think this one's got... Yeah. Basically, 2,000 pages. If I was to... This is between the two of them. This is... Wheel of Time has... My edition has 1,005 pages. No, sorry. 1,007 pages in it. But I think, hang on a second, some of this might be glossary. Yes, it is. All right, let's find out when the story ends, shall we? Because he has the terminology in the back of the glossary. Excuse me. We're still in the 900s. I think there's only like 5 pages. End of the 4th book. Okay. And I like that too, because he has the glossary. He puts the end of the 4th book. And now I'm not reading what that says. 974. So I've got 974 in this one. 876 in this one. Let's call it an even 2,000 because I'll probably read some of the glossary in that. 2,000 pages to get through. Am I going to get through it in March? I don't think so. I think these will bleed over into April because I have all of the long list for the Women's Prize for Fiction to read, although they're going to be on audio as well. But that is it for me today. Yeah, keep an eye out for my wrap-ups. A lot of these will get slotted into vlogs and all the rest of it because at the moment I'm so busy. I'm just sort of doing snippets and I'm just piecing them together. So when I finish a book, I'm rambling about it, then I'll move on to the next one. Sometimes I'm saying what day it is, sometimes I'm not. It's very chaotic right now and it's not going to settle down until probably the end of April. But thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day and I hope that you get lots of reading in. And remember, keep turning those pages and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.